Hello and welcome to the Third Option International live chat series. I'm Sue Pinto, Assistant Director, and tonight, along with Mike and Andrea Buckley, our directors, we're excited to be with Wayne Wong, who facilitates a Third Option program at Eastside Christian Church in Bellflower, California. Wayne, thank you and welcome.
No, thank you. Thank you.
It's great to see you. So, Wayne, can you just kind of fill us in about your history with the Third Option? How did that come across your desk, or how did you get it? How did you get involved and get it at Eastside Christian Church? And
sure.
No.
I'm at a satellite church for Eastside Christian Church. Our main campus is in Anaheim, and so when they opened up this satellite church in Bellflower, it's about 15 minutes away from home. I came over to the church mainly to see if they could use a divorce care leader, because I have experience as a divorce care leader. And so they did, and that's how I came to be a member of the Bellflower campus. And so doing divorce care for about a year and a half, our care pastor, Greg, asked me, okay, so, if I find somebody to take over divorce care for you, what's your next step? And I said, wait a minute, why are you taking away divorce care from me? What I didn't realize is that he was looking towards asking me to see if I could run another group for our church. And so he mentioned about a men's group. And I said, well, I'm not really good with scripture. He goes, okay, well, how about a book study? And I said, well, even though I'm a teacher, I just don't like to read. So, and then he told me about this program, the Third Option. And so we went online to look at it, and he was saying, yeah, they have it out in Fullerton, California, and just look it over and tell me what you think. So I went home that night, jumped on the computer, and just started looking through the website and reading through the program online. Oh my goodness, it sounded like something that we needed at our church. So I looked at everything online because as a teacher, we're used to being prepared, looking at things thoroughly and making sure we have things set up. So I then proceeded to call Mike, and I called the number and Mike answered. And so we talked about the program. Mike, you shared with me about other programs out there, one being the one in Fullerton. That didn't seem to work at that time because my divorce care group was running that same night. And so I didn't see that as an option at that time. And, the other places were a little further away. And so they weren't having their sessions at that time. So I told my care pastor, I said, hey, the Third Option is happening on Tuesday night, the same nights as I'm doing divorce care. So he told me, he goes, okay, tell you what, I will run your divorce care group while you go learn the program over there. I said, okay.
Great.
So I went over there to Fullerton to learn the Third Option program, and oh my goodness, it is a well-run machine over there. Ken Morris, and Don and their wives, I can't tell you how smooth the program ran. I showed up every week. I went through the program over there. Afterwards, I would ask them questions, about things. I'm the type of person that needs to know the little intricate things if I'm going to try and duplicate it at my church. I must have been like a little brother around Ken because he couldn't get rid of me, But Ken is a very generous man. I'm very lucky that I live close by, well, close enough where I could train from somebody who knows his program well. I'm very fortunate in that sense. I'm starting it from scratch. I know nobody. But through the grace of God, there was an event at our church, and I saw this lady, and I talked to her about opening up the Third Option. She goes, you know what? I'll help you. Okay, she's a volunteer at the Fullerton campus.
Yeah.
Her name is Sonia. And so further along, I met another lady, and I mentioned about the third option. She goes, "I'll help you."
Wow.
And so I had a second person helping me as leaders, and that was it. That was my team there. So, I felt blessed that I had two people that just came to me and told me that they wanted to be a part of the program. So I know this is God led.
I've got goosebumps listening to you, because that's how the Holy Spirit works.
That's how
Ask
He works.
and you shall receive, and He sends you what you need. So your yes led to more yeses. So that's a wonderful thing.
It is. And, I hear stories from other people. I hear the testimonies about things like this happening. Never think it would happen to me, but I have my testimony about it now.
Right.
My care pastor said, hey, I see the program's running really well. It's running smoothly here. I want you to duplicate it at our main campus now.
Yeah, here we go.
So I was pressed to do that, but I have the experience now on knowing how to get it started at our Anaheim campus, our main campus. And luckily, it was on 2 separate nights. So in the springtime, we got it started at our Anaheim campus. And so my schedule was Tuesday night leading the divorce care group, Thursday night running the third option group in the Bellflower campus, and then Friday night at the Anaheim campus. But you know what? I never felt tired.
Wow.
I know God has given me the strength to continue to persevere, and I tell you, I just honestly feel lucky. I feel honored to be able to run this program.
In those days, he would make personal bi-weekly phone calls to the couples. And even if they didn't come for a couple sessions, he'd still make that phone call, just a little reminder chat. And, it's amazing just keeping them connected, what that did,
It helps, because the people that would attend, as you can tell, they want to improve their relationships, and they want to learn, and they want to be successful. And showing people attention that you care goes a long way, and they come back. They do, because they've tried so many other things, and they don't want to go to divorce court. They want to make it work and do anything that they can to get on the right path again. So I just commend your energy and your willingness to be out there for these people. Because I would imagine, at our Marriage and Family Center, people would seek us out, not during the sessions, but at other times, saying, my marriage is in trouble and I need help. So I'm coming to you because I want you to fix it. And I want you to fix it today. And they would do that. And we said, well, I can only talk with you, and listening is what they want. They want you to hear their issues, and to listen to them is the most important thing. And then we say, well, this Sunday evening, you can get started by coming to Third Option. And it's a great thing to be able to give to people.
It is. And I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that I do with people when they show interest in our program, our church site's website, we list all the care programs out there. And so people can click on a button, and the leaders will get an automatic letter with the person's email address saying, and then we will receive a generic email saying, hey, I'm interested in your program. Can you tell me more about it? So then what we do is we send a reply back to say, hey, to introduce ourselves and talk a little about the program. But I also leave my number with them. Say, hey, let's talk. Let's talk more about what's going on. I do that because I want to make a personal connection. I want to hear their story. Then I want to let them know how the program can help them. So I do that with divorce care and the third option.
That's great.
because I want their first meeting with us in our groups to be one where they know somebody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I first started going to divorce care, I knew nobody, and I felt lonely, and I didn't want anybody else to feel that way.
Right.
Mm.
No.
So,
Yeah,
but and you're right. Phone calls, they do make a difference.
They
Yeah.
do, and as you probably can attest to it, being involved in both those programs, we also had divorce care in our facility that ran concurrently with the third option and ongoing. And we like to think when we were talking to people that we were meeting them where they were in their life in
Right.
this time period, whether it was the divorce care or there were couples coming for growth in their relationships. And I can't know of too many other programs out there where you have the ease to be able to flow in and out based on what's going on in your life. I can come for 3 sessions, but then I've got something happened in my life and I maybe can't come 2 times. But somebody's contacting me. They're caring about me. You know, if it's a phone call, if it's an email, they feel like they matter. And when they're ready, they know that there's some place waiting for them where they can go. And I think that's a valuable tool, I think that's what all of us as people are looking for when we say support. It's not
That's true.
mandated, and you're not going to be chastised if you miss, but you're just going to be accepted when you come back.
Andrea, you are so right.
I don't know if you found this to be a case with you, but we had a couple participants in our divorce care program. Bob was one of them that continued for several sessions. Or Mike, that was his
Mike.
name, sorry.
Mike.
And then there were a couple ladies that requested, could we come over to the third option after the divorce care? And they were single. We open it as you do. Anyone can come. You don't have to come as a couple. So they just wanted to know, would they be okay to come? And we said, absolutely. So they came through the program along with doing divorce care because they told us, we didn't elicit this, but they came up and approached us and said, you know, we want to learn about what it looks like to have a healthy relationship. And we're learning all these skills. We wished we had known these in our marriage previously, but we recognize that that's, we've made these choices now. But in the future, we want to be able to recognize what a healthy marriage looks like and what healthy communication looks like. So we had them attend, and we also had a mother bring her daughter, her grown daughter one time. She didn't have a spouse yet, and she said, is it okay if she comes? Because I want her to see what to look for in a marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a situation where a guy came to divorce care and started the program with us. And then I think about 4 weeks in, he goes, hey, Wayne, can we, can I switch over to another group? And I said, sure. What group do you want to switch over to? He goes, I want to try the other group, the third option. I said, oh, okay, that's fine. He goes, can my wife come too?
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So that was great that they did.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Just there to help.
So we promote the third option as such. That it is for a lot of it is from what you guys also promote. It is for people who are seriously dating, who are engaged, married, separated, and we also promote it for single people too.
Mhm.
The reason why we include single people is that some people became single not by choice. It could be the death of a spouse or a partner.
Mhm.
And some of these people who have gone through divorce, they want to make things better for themselves. They want to become a better person for their next future partner. So that's how we promote it. And we tell them that, what you put into the program is what you get out of it, just like any care group that you attend. I said, you know what? This program is not really that difficult. When you hear the strategies and the teaching skills that we talk about, it's like common sense things that you would think, yeah, that's what couples should be doing to improve the communication in their relationships. But the thing is, there aren't many venues where people can attend a class like this and practice this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I see the value in the third option. And, you know, sure, you can learn some of this going through, you know, therapy, counseling, but you're paying hundreds of dollars just for one class.
Yeah.
And, you know, we offer it at a reasonable price. And so I tell you this, Pat, the person who created this program, oh my goodness, created what, back in the 80s?
88.
88, and
Yep.
and the things
32.
they still apply now.
They do.
So it's a great program.
I ask you how that works for you when you're Zooming, like the dance of disrespect in topic 1.
Yeah,
How do you do that on your Zoom? Do you find people will volunteer and they'll read the taglines and interact the same way they would in a group?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked about that. So my current group right now, because we went online, I condensed the Thursday and Friday night groups down to just Thursday. So we only do it once a week. And so during those times when there are those types of skits, fortunately we have another couple that's there, that are leaders, because they were with us for the fall and the spring session, and also the summer, that we asked them to be leaders now. So my co-leader and I, we use them to be doing the skits for us.
Oh.
And so they have the script, and they are there just performing the skit for us, while my co-leader Sonia and I are just, you know, keeping the lesson going.
Great. And are your my question for you with this is not only for Zoom but for your live sessions. Are your sessions interactive? Do you find that as you're doing Pat's, I'll call it the teaching segment. We're not teachers, so to speak, but you know, you're giving the topic presentation. Do people raise their hand? Do they interact with you, or do they pretty much sit and you go through the whole thing? And then how is your group?
We keep it interactive. Now, here's the thing about, well, in person we keep it interactive.
Yeah.
We answer questions during the teaching time. We have a handout that Ken and his group created. It's an open-ended handout. So the people who are sitting there listening, they're filling in the answers, key answers to key points that we want them to remember. And so that's how we keep them engaged with us while we're teaching the lesson. So we answer questions along the way too. We'll ask questions and allow them to answer. Now, when we went online, we asked everybody to mute themselves. And so it was difficult at times, but when we tell them ahead of time, hey guys, you know, here's a question coming up and you're welcome to unmute yourselves and share your answer. So that's how we keep them engaged also.
Okay. And so they do that.
They do that, yes.
They do. That's great.
Good.
That's really nice.
I want to ask you another question. You have a church-sponsored program, and people that come maybe are in the beginning were church members, but I would think that you might have some people that come because they need help. And has attendance at Third Option become an evangelistic opportunity for people in their walk with God? Do you have any stories about that?
I do have one story that happened over the summer. Okay, there was this one lady who she called me up because she found my number on the website, and so it was on a Saturday, and she wanted to find out more about the program. And so I I said, oh, well, share with me what's going on in your life. Then I'll share about the program and how it could apply to your situation. So she told me that her and her husband, they've had a tough situation, like within the last 7 years or so. I forgot how long, where her and her husband were on the brink of separation or divorce. Her husband had a near fatal accident where he was in a coma for a while. When he got out of the coma, he ended up with having short-term memory loss. And so their relationship obviously changed. And so she said that they went through counseling, they went through therapy, together, singles going to counseling, and nothing seemed to work. And so when she heard about our program, she thought, you know what, let me give them a call. So I explained to her about how our program works and how it could help them. She said, I don't know. And I said, well, you know what, if you got nothing to lose, give us a try. She also told me about the relationship between her husband and her son. It was pretty bad, and so the wife goes, well, can my son come? And I said, sure. I mean, he's having a relationship with his father that needs mending. So she goes, okay, well, how about my daughter? And I said, yeah, she can come too. That was the first time we invited a whole family to join us. The son, I think he's in his early 20s. I think the daughter's in her mid 20s.
Okay.
And so they came to the program. They went through the 14-week program. Now, when we started, the son and daughter, they were in their own camera view because the daughter lived away from them. The son was in his room, so he was zooming from his room, and the husband and wife were together in front of one computer. I think after the third week, the wife texted me and said, hey, Wayne, can you put us in separate rooms, in separate small groups also? I said, yeah, okay, I can do that. So I put them in separate groups. We had 3 small groups going. So I had the husband and wife in 2 separate groups and the kids together in one.
Wayne, when you say that, do you mean on Zoom in different breakout rooms?
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, we have 3 small groups and we do 3 breakout rooms.
Right.
And so I guess that was helpful because the wife got to share her story. The husband was able to share his story, and same thing with the kids. And so, after the 14-week program, I mean, this family, they really practiced everything that we taught them. And it wasn't until the end of that 14-week session, we were talking after class, and she said, hey, Wayne, I want to thank you guys, all of you guys, for this program, because it has really helped us. I mean, my relationship with my husband has gotten much better. And the relationship between my husband and our son has gotten much better. To a point where they were telling each other that they love each other. And she also said that she couldn't remember the last time she heard laughter in the house. Mm-hmm. So, comments like that, it really warms my heart. And it reminds me of why I do what I do. But it is the big thing was that this is a testament that this program works. It can really do wonders. And I know God had his hands, to bring them to us, to be able to bring them together a lot closer. Now, they still need to do more work with their relationship. I mean, you can't just, I will tell you, it'll take many sessions to heal a lot, but this has given them great hope for their relationship. When I talk to people about the program, they're saying, well, you know, my husband, my wife, they don't want to join me in the program. And I said, well, that's okay. You know, because I emphasize to them that the third option is all about self-change. It's about you changing yourself to become a better person, a better partner. I share with them that, you know, when I share with them what the destructive dance is all about, and that, you know, we need to change the way we dance in that destructive dance. Because if we continue dancing the way we do in that destructive dance, we'll end up with the same results. You know, when we you know, when we argue the same way. If we argue a different way, then that changes the argument. But that starts with each one of us. You know, the third option is not about you changing the other person. Sorry, it's about you changing yourself, changing your behavior. One thing about changing your behavior is that you need to it's like changing a habit. You need to do something like about 25 times in order to change that behavior or the habit. So that's how you're going to slowly change the way you feel. And I tell them that, you know, if you're not willing to change yourself, then be expecting to have the same arguments, to dance the same way and get the same results. But it starts with you. It doesn't matter how much worse the other person made it. You know, I share with them that we're all responsible for the breakdown of the relationship in communications or relationships. However, we play a part of that too in that breakdown, and we need to take ownership of that. It's hard to hear for some people because all they want to do is blame. But with any kind of care group, that's one of the hardest things for people to accept. But once they do understand it, that's when you see them making a change, when they start to understand their role.
And then what's the beauty is like you said, is those people who've gone through that, then they can become mentors. And it just helps, then they can help share their success and their changes, and it keeps the program going, and it just keeps spreading out like that ripple, you know, that ripple effect. So
right,
it's really beautiful.
So that couple that I shared with you, I haven't told them yet, but I might try to get them to write their story under the topic of recognizing childhood issues and emotional baggage.
Yeah.
You know, so because, you know, the participants that show up, that make huge gains, those are the people that are the testament for the program. And that's another way to encourage people to rise up as being small group leaders for the program. So so I do have my selfish purposes of trying to find more leaders.
Hey, you got to be looking.
That's right.
You gotta be looking.
That's our job.
A lot of it is the support of my church, you know, especially my care pastor, Greg, and also our pastor of the church, Marcos. The two of them have been very, very supportive. Whatever I wanted to do with the program, yeah, go ahead. You know, it was that kind of support that I had, and it was, I mean, of course, God has his hand on the whole thing, you know, but it has been pretty smooth, you know.
You know what's interesting too is I think sometimes, you know, people think, oh, they want to help. What can I do to change the world? What can I do to change the world? Or how can I do, you know, and sometimes changing the world is just working within your area.
Yes.
And just the impact that you've had, Wayne, within your church, and you, like you said, your pastors who've supported that, you've made such a difference within your church, within your community. And then those people, it keeps reaching out and it keeps reaching out and it keeps reaching out. And the next thing you know, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So you really impact more of the world than we probably realize. And that's the beauty of, you know, sometimes it's just that small thing, but it's very important. This one little program, this little program that could, it just keeps going and chugging, you know? So You know, that's the beauty of it. I want to share the screen here, just making sure that we can share your information for your group and how people might want to, and look at me, I'm struggling to get there. This is how it goes every week, Wayne. Where am I starting? You know, view, I want to go to view. Here we go. There it is, Wayne Wong. So for anyone who does, you know, who is interested, first of all, in attending the program, there's the information to contact you at Eastside Christian Church. And there's 2 locations. This is also great information for anyone who is interested in starting a third option program. You know, you're a wonderful resource, and I'm going to put it out there, Wayne. I bet you'd talk to them and help them out. So, you know,
I don't mind. I don't mind talking to people. You know, even if you're in the East Coast, you know, let's just set up a time where we can talk to people. The suggested donation went up to $25, but it's for the whole 14 weeks.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we do it. We charge $25 for the entire program, and you know, the way we do it also is that it's a one-time registration fee. You pay $25 and you come to the 14-week program. And you can keep coming back as often as you need to.
Okay, great.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and I imagine that the donation, as anything, it's a donation. It helps.
It does.
It helps that the program to keep functioning. You know,
Yes.
whatever, you know, administrative needs. So it's not like you're making money off this. Nobody's becoming. This is just to keep the program going, so more people can be reached, more couples and families can be helped. So. 2 locations, Bellflower and Anaheim. And then right now your in-person meetings are not up and running yet again because of the virus. However, virtual is still. And there's your website there. Oh dear. Why, guys? Why do I have that up there?
It'll disappear.
It'll disappear.
Just hit the white. Just tap the white.
There it is. There's the exit button. Unbelievable. Pinto, here we are. This is going to make great video. So there's your website, eastsidegroups.care/.com/care. So, and I happened to look at your website, and you've got so many great programs there. I mean, it's an active church. You've got a lot of active programs to really reach out, a lot of ministries to reach out and help anybody with anything.
Yes, we do.
And that's amazing, and that's wonderful, and that you have so much support. And, you know, again, just as final thoughts, you know, we appreciate any of the third option groups that are out there who are really making an impact in their community, and even, you know, reaching out across the country. And now we're in all kinds parts of the world, the Philippines, Australia. You know, we just had somebody call from Romania. So, I mean, this is needed. This is a program that is needed. Wayne does it so beautifully. And, you know, it was really wonderful listening to all the stories. We'd love to hear from you. Anybody who sees our videos, anybody who is interested, any organization or group who's interested in trying to implement a third option program, Mike would love to chat with you. We'd love to chat with you to help you set it up in any way we can. Wayne is there, and we know we have a friend in Wayne. He's you know, he's a little Mike. He's a little Mike Buckley. I know he'll help us out. So we'd love it. So Wayne, we can't thank you enough. You really, you know, kudos to you. I don't know. I mean, it's been an amazing program that you are running out there. You're reaching so many people, and that family story with the 4 people in that family is really just touching. And it really is a testament to what you do, because those 4 people, each of those people will touch 2 more people, and then 2 more people beyond, and 2 more, and they'll affect all the families around them. And that's what it's about, you know. So thank you for the work you do with the third option and with your church. And Mike and Andrea, thanks as usual again for joining us and being part of our conversation. We're really thrilled to have everybody here, and we hope to see you again next time on the live chat series.
Thank you, Sue. We miss you.
Thank you,
Good
Sue.
to see you.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Wayne,
Wayne.
thank you. We're glad to see your face.
I know, finally, finally.
And maybe this spring, if we get out there, maybe we can come up and even go to your session and say, hey, you get to meet the guy in person. Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great. We would welcome you with open arms.
Good. I'm pretty small, Mike. I think I can fit in your carry-on. I'll come out. All right. Thanks so much, everybody.
All right.
Okay.